Hey guys, welcome back. So in this lecture, we're going to see how to automate dynamic dropdown. As an example of a dynamic dropdown is search function. Whether it's a Google search or an Amazon, there is a search to product, or in our automation practice page, there is a search box you can find over here to search country. So if you just type example CAN, you will find number of response or list of countries shows based on whatever you type. Say if you type AM, you will see a lot of response or countries, list of countries shows over here based on whatever you type. It's like AM. So this is called dynamic. It means the response or result display based on runtime, whatever you type on the search function. Okay, it's not like a predefined already over here drop down, whatever we have seen in a static drop down. So this is the difference. Like a dynamic is create the response or result on runtime, based on whatever you type. Okay, how to automate that? Okay, let's go to our Eclipse. So here is our Eclipse. I already created a one class. It's called dynamic dropdown. You already know how to create a class with the main methods. That's why I didn't show you again and again the same things to save our time. Okay, and then we're going to write the copy and paste all this, the common the code, which is then create an object of Chrome driver, and driver return type is web driver. So let's have our mouse and then import the package, but it's not showing. Okay, so if it doesn't show, just write the package manually. So for related to the Chrome driver, this is the package that's from our the previous class. Selected, paste it over here. And for the web driver, let's get the web driver. This is the one for the web driver. Sometimes it's happen it doesn't sync, able to find for number of reasons. So that's fine, so it's good now. And after that, we're going to type our driver.get. What's the address of the the practice page. Okay, so let's driver.get, then URL. Okay, that's the URL. And after that, let's do the driver manage driver.manage dot window. So to maximize the window dot max. Okay, so it will maximize the window. So you can write this line before even over here, before this launching the side, because as soon as you write this line, it'll invoke your page, like null page. So then you can maximize, then you can go to the up there, or you can go up there and then it can maximize. So right now I'm putting on the after the link. That's fine, before or after. And then let's go what we are going to do. So first, we have to inspect this search box, then type CAN. Okay, let's inspect first. To inspect this one, right click inspect. Let me maximize so you can easily see. And here we have, what do you have? ID. I see you have an ID, right? So ID is the first choice, autocomplete, right? So, and it is the ID. So if it's an ID, so we can write over here, driver dot let me make it bigger, driver dot find element by, let's use CSS selectors. So because we use always XPath, direct ID, we can use, it's up to you, but let's use CSS selectors. So CSS selectors, and it's, you can see CSS selector, and also the expected the value should be in string form. So CSS selector, let's put the string. And here, since it is the ID, I believe that you know that if there is a locator, if there's a parameter or attribute is an ID, the value of the CSS would be, you put just direct hash and the value of the ID. Just put it this one. This is the short form also, CSS selectors, right? I'm using all different ways so that you get to use to all different combination of CSS selector XPath and so on. Okay, so this is the ID of the all that locator, the search box. And what do you want to do? We want to type CAN. So to type anything in a text field, there is a method in WebDriver and Selenium. It's called send keys. So if you type just send key, send, it will show you send keys, and then put the string you whatever you want to type, say Canada. Okay, so this will be type CAN on the search box. Okay, and after that, what do you want to do? So next thing should be, next thing would be, let me put a note over here. So we want to do locate list of elements of search result. That's what we want to do. Next things. Okay, so locate list of elements of search result. It means, let's come over here. So after we type CAN, it shows list of results. So we want to spy how many, all the list of the search result, all of them. So let me see that if we can inspect, how we can inspect. It will take you a couple of times. Again, type, hit enter. Okay, here you can see, here is the related HTML code that shows all the result in one frame over here. And here is the actual result. Okay, actual result. You can see this is the parent and this is the child. All the child, each and every child, you will see the first one is American and second one is Canada. Third one, you see I'm moving and it's reflecting. So those are the actual child or actual element that showing underneath this result. Okay, so if I want to see how many result, all the actual result element, for this search report like CAN. So this is representing the actual result. So this is the one item, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a 5 result. And if you notice that each and every result related with HTML, there is a one common class, one common properties or attribute is called class. You can see common, and also value is same. So this is the value of result, so class. Okay, so if I just put over here, I want to make sure that it shows all the report. This is very important. Okay, let me see the accessibility. Okay, let me use the selectors hub, and then here we're going to use create an XPath with this the locator, right? The class locator. So if I want to create an XPath, so what would be the syntax of XPath? / and then tag name. So tag name, it's all of them. It's the same tag name, li. So li, and then at the red, the attribute name is class. Equals to, and the value of the class would be in single quote. This is the value of the class, right? Then hit enter. You will see that it's selected 5 element. If you just type it again here, CAN, then you will see with this class it's selecting all the result, all the 5 elements. So this is the actual, all the report or result or element. So I need this locator. I'm going to use this locator, to spy all the result, the result it shows, or all the elements it shows by the CAN. Okay, so let's go here. So I'm going to, so that's why I said locate list of elements of search result, right? So we're going to use driver dot find. In this case, we're going to use elements, since this will locate a number of result, like multiple result. You have seen the 5 result, right? So but driver.find elements, then we're going to use by dot xpath, and what's the locator? This is the locator. Okay, this is the locator. And then let's put this locator, I mean all the 5 elements, in a variable is called list. And the what would be the, if you hover your mouse, it's saying that to create a list, that's fine. What would be the return type? So return type would be, in this case, would be wave element, because this is locator, this all the locators, nothing is a wave element. So wave element, and then hover your mouse, import wave element. Okay, and still it's showing it's an error. Why it's showing error? I have to put the return type is list. I will explain you. Okay, let me hover your mouse and then import list. Okay, so you can see I'm importing a package. It's called import list java.util. So what does it mean? It means, this is resulting number of multiple elements, and it puts in a variable, one single variable. So one single variable, you can, we're storing multiple elements, which is the part of the array concept, which is the part. So we know that from the Java programming language that you can store multiple elements in a one variable, which is the part of array. And also in Java, but here it is all our elements. Like this is same type of response or wave element. So in this case, we're storing this all the multiple elements one variable list, and that type of the elements is wave element, and the return type is list. So list comes from Java. Let's go over here. I have a little bit information about list. So list is an interface. We know this interface, it's a type of a special type of class where it is all different methods without a body. It means interface, like WebDriver is an interface, right? So interface, it needs an implementing classes where all the methods gets implemented. It gets the description of the body. So here list is an interface and found in java.util. So you have seen when I input the package of the list, it shows the list java.util.list. It's coming from the java.util package. The implementation classes of the list interface are ArrayList and LinkedList. Since list is an interface, so it has all the method. It has a lot of method. It's called like add method, delete method, update method. So those are different method inside the list interface, and those methods are described, described inside, underneath through the implementing classes. So all those methods you will find, whether it's the array list in a class or linked list is a class or implementing class of list, and all those methods will be explained, will be fulfilled with the body, underneath those through these classes. Okay, and here's the list, also a little bit more info about the list. List facility to maintain the order of collection. So it has a specialty. So difference between list and array, like in an array, we know that, you can store in array, like if you say a array, right? So is an array, if you say is an array, and then you can put same type of like 1, 5, 4, 6, 8 number of elements you can store in an array, right? But the difference is array and list, that then array, whatever the number of data you put over here is fixed. You cannot add after you declare the array. You cannot add any more items. So if you want to add like 10, you cannot do this. Or if you want to remove one of the item after declaration, like 8, you cannot do this. But in the list, through the list, you can do this. So that's why list has a method. It's called add method. So like, it's called list dot add. This is an add method. So through this method, you can add, you can pass any value, any value, like if you want to add another 8, you can pass 8 over here and it will be added. Or you can remove any element from the the list. One of the method is called remove method. Or you can update, if you want to update any value, instead of 6 you can update in this value over here at 10, you can make it, you can do it. So that's the difference of the list and the regular our generic array. So it has that's why it says it contains the index based method. So because it's use each and every element, there is an index, and use that index to add, remove values in through the list. So that's why it's saying it contains the index based method to insert, to update, delete, and search of the element. It can have the even duplicate value in our regular duplicate value, and the null elements also. A generic array, you cannot have a null value, you cannot have a null value. But in the list, the concept of the list, you can have a null value. So that's the difference, a list and the regular array. So here, since that's why now that we since here is a number of elements we're putting in a variable, and those are elements are web element, its a type is web element, and the return type is the list. So it means we're putting all those number of the 5 elements we have seen up there in the list variable. We can add any element later on in this bucket, or we can remove, we can update through the list. Okay, even though probably we don't need to do this, but it is the best way to store multiple elements in a list variable. Okay, hopefully you understood that. So let's go now. So this is now this list variable now have the knowledge about all the 5 results we have, right? So let's get that the actual number. Assume that you don't know, sometimes it shows 5, sometimes it shows 10. We don't know, because when you type something on a search engine, so the result, the number of result it shows, it could be varied. Today is 5, tomorrow is 10. So let's not make a hard number, hard code. Whatever the number shows, we'll count those. Okay, to count those, I'm going to use this. So it has the knowledge, of all the return values or elements. So I will use list dot size method. So in this element, in this locator, where it shows all the result, I'm going to apply the size method. So size method will return the total number. Total number of what? Total number of list. It means total number of all the result it shows through this locator. And I will put this one in a variable, it's called count. Okay, and since it will return the number, so definitely return type would be integer. So this count now have the the actual total number, right? Total number of result. So total number of elements, or you can say this is a country. In fact, this is return a country. So total number of country. Okay, total number of country. And now let's see, if you want, just for our debug purpose, we can we can see over here in our output or console. This is just debug purpose, the total number of countries, how many countries shows by this element. So we can say here total number of countries are, total number of countries are plus, it's if I just get the output of the country count variable, so it will show the total number. So you can see in our console. Okay, apart from there, so now what do we want to do now? The idea is, now let me go back to here. So the idea is, when we type CAN, so we got the total number, the whatever the result, it shows the total number of country. From there, what I want to do, I will get the text from the first result, which is the index number 0. In this 0 index number, whatever the country it shows, like America, whatever it shows, from the 0th index, whatever is country, I will take this country like as a text. And then I will compare with my desired country, which is Canada. If it's a match, I will say, okay, click up there. I mean, select that one, and our execution will be done. If it doesn't match, I will go back to the next one, the next element, which is the index number 1, and I will do the same thing. I will grab the text, and then I will compare with Canada. If it's a match, then I will say, hit this country, hit this or select this item, then we're done. If it doesn't, it will keep continue to go to the next one, and it will do the same job. It means, I'm going to run a loop, and through the loop, I'm going to do the same task. So what does the task? Get the element from that index, and then compare with my desired, which is Canada. If it doesn't match, get back to the next one and do the same thing. So to do the same thing, and until I find my desired item, I will continue do the same thing through a loop. That's why the idea is that I'm going to create a loop, or like a for loop. For, I'll initialize a variable I equals to, so we'll start from the index number 0. Okay, that's why. So our starting index number would be 0. I less than, how many times I want to run? How many times I want to run over here? How many times? As many elements it shows in this report. How many elements shows in this report? Here is the count. So our count, this variable has the list, total number of countries it shows. So that's why I'm going to use count over here as my condition of my for loop. Less than, so since I started I equals to 0, that's why I'm putting a condition as the I less than. So whatever the number, it will be less than 1, because I started from the 0. So it means other hand, it will count it will cover each and every element on that list. Then I want to increase the I value of I, so that if in index number 0 and whatever the element or countries up there, if it doesn't match, it can go to the next row. To get the to move on the next row, I have to increment the value of the I from 0 to 1. Okay, then this is the body. And so what I exactly want to do, I want to every iteration, when is the index number I equals to 0, every iteration I want to grab the country name. I want to grab the country from where? From the list of, from the list here, right? From the list, from this locator. So because this locator is holding all the result. So from this locator, which is nothing, is this variable. From this locator, I want to, and following the index number. So which is the index number, index I. When is index number 0, I want to grab the text, get text method. Okay, so from this list, following the index number, when index number, it means when is I equals to 0, it will be over here 0. It means first row from this, out of this list, and I'm narrowing down following the index number, I will get the text of that element. So get text method will get the text. Let's put this one in a variable. So now this will return me the text of the index number 0 for the first iteration. I'll put in a variable. I'll say my country, say my country name. Okay, my country name, and then it will be format would be string, because get text always return the string format. So my country name will have the text from the index, from following the index number. If it's a index number I equals to 0, it will get the text or country name and put in this variable. And this country name I want to match, I want to compare, right? I want to compare with my desired country. So I can use the if condition here. If my country name, whatever the country name I got here, I want to compare. So to compare two string in a in a Java, so we have one method is called equals. Equals, you can say equals ignore case. Let's use the equals ignore case. So there's the alphabetical uppercase lowercase doesn't make any difference. So my country name, I want to compare with using the equals ignore case method. This is the what I'm getting, and I'm going to compare what my desired country name. So my desired country name is Canada. So this will help me to compare what I got from the first row and then what I want, what I'm looking for. I'm looking for Canada. If this both match, what I want to do, if those match, if it's a match, let me see it once again. If I get what I'm looking for, say example, it's matches one, is matches Canada, then click or select or hit enter, okay, to select this one. So when this will match, whether it's in 0 index or 1 index number, whatever the index, wherever in the index, that's what we're making it dynamic. Whatever the index is matched at that time, it will compare and it will match, and I want to select exactly that locator, that item, to select that locator. So we're going to say from list. So list following the same, get I, following the same index number, list dot get I, whatever the index number over here using, it matches using the same index number out of this list, following the same index number, we'll do the click, we'll apply the click. So this click method will apply following the same index number, whatever we had over here, based on that index number of the value of I, it matches this one, out of this list. Click, do the click up there so it can select. Okay, and since it's my desired country has been selected, I don't need to run anymore my loop. So to jump out from the loop, we can use break statement. Okay, or if it doesn't match, if over here doesn't match, it will not get inside the if block. So it will go back to over here, it will increment the value of I from 0 to 1, and then it will check the condition 1 less than count is true. Again, it will from the out of list, following the index number now is 1, it means the second element, and from the second element get the text of that element, puts in a variable, and again do the check, do the comparison, whatever the country we found following the second element, second index, and is there a matching with Canada. If it's matched, it will go inside and it will select that one. Okay, that's the idea. Okay, and let's see. And one more thing before I run the execution, one thing I want to do after I write, you can see send kiss the Canada in the search box. Sometimes, to populate the result, to showing the result, it may take a little bit few seconds. So better we can put some wait. So let's put thread dot sleep. Okay. Those sleeps. Let's put I would say 4 seconds, 4000 milliseconds, right? Which is the 4 seconds. You can try without that and see that if it works. If it doesn't, put a thread dot sleeps. Okay, let's save it and run it. Here, as you can see, it's typed already Canada and it's been selected. Okay, it's been selected. Very good, looks good. So, and then at the end, out of this your for loop, you can type over here driver dot quit. I didn't add because if I write the driver dot quit, it will be closed. The window will be closed. You will not able to see. So that's why now I'm adding this one, so it will close your browser. Okay, so that's all pretty much about the dynamic search automation. Thank you.